Elder Lowell Tom Perry was born on August 5th, 1922 to Leslie Thomas and Nora Thon Perry, and is currently 89 years of age. He was born and raised in Logan, Utah. He received his BS degree in finance from Utah State University in 1949 and did graduate work there. He spent 2 years in the Marines, and his professional career was spent in the retail business where he served as vice president and treasurer in companies located in Idaho, California, New York, and Massachusetts. On July 18, 1947, he married Virginia Lee of Hyde Park, Utah, in the Logan Temple. They have two daughters and a son. They were married for 27 years when she passed away on December 14, 1974. He later married Barbara Taylor Dayton on April 28, 1976, in the Salt Lake Temple. He was ordained an apostle on April 6, 1974, and has been serving in the Quorum of the 12 for 38 years. Some of his callings have included counselor in a bishopric in Lewiston, Idaho, counselor in a stake presidency in Sacramento, California, high counselor in the New York stake, and president of the Boston stake. He was also an assistant to the Quorum of the 12 prior to being called as an apostle. He served a mission to the northern states in 1942 and has never served as a counselor in the First Presidency.
There are many great talks given by Elder Perry that I enjoy and can relate to. One of my favorites came from a 2009 General Conference address. Elder Perry talked about the importance of using what we have learned from the past to prepare for the future. Elder Perry stated, former United States President Ronald Reagan has been quoted as saying, "I do not want to go back to the past. I want to go back to the past way of facing the future." His counsel still resonates with me. There is something about reviewing the lessons of the past to prepare us to face the challenges of the future. What a glorious legacy of faith, courage, and ingenuity these noble early Mormon pioneers have left for us to build upon. My admiration for them deepens the longer I live. We have much to learn from those who have gone before us. They have suffered and gone through things that are unimaginable for us. We can learn from them and apply this knowledge to our lives. From this talk, we also learned how we could take what we have gained from the past and use it to help in preaching the gospel now. Sharing the gospel is one of the most important things we can do, and we should be doing all that we can to help the missionary effort. Elder Perry explained how the Manti Temple roof was actually constructed by shipbuilders from Norway. They used their prior knowledge of shipbuilding and applied it to constructing a roof. They knew the correct principles that would work. Elder Perry stated, "May we all learn both of the important lessons taught by the shipbuilders from Norway who constructed the roof of the Manti Temple. First is the lesson of using the principles and truths of the past to help us face the future. Second, we learn from their desire to share what they knew with others to help build the kingdom of God. This second lesson, if we learn it well, will help many others of our brothers and sisters, fellow sons and daughters of God, face an uncertain future with the same eternal assurances we have." We can all be working towards being missionaries. The missionaries out in the field are depending on us within the ward to help preach to our friends and family who need the gospel in their lives. As Elder Perry put it, the full-time missionaries will continue to do most of the actual teaching of investigators, but members will have ample opportunities to answer questions and share their testimony. We heed the prophet's voice more fully by preparing ourselves to teach basic gospel principles. Preparation removes fear. It also simplifies and strengthens what the members do in support of the full-time missionaries. What a true statement. Preparation really does remove fear. We can prepare ourselves to share the gospel with those who need it. We know the basics, and we are more than capable of sharing with others. I am so grateful for this talk. Elder Perry gives such a powerful testimony of missionary work and being prepared to teach. He is truly an apostle of the Lord and offers counsel that we can apply to our lives.
Out of the many wonderful talks that I found by Elder L. Tom Perry, the one entitled An Elect Lady stood out to me the most. I think that as I am preparing to serve a mission, it is helping me to prepare for many other stages of my life, including marriage. I love how Elder L. Tom Perry talks about the sacredness and sanctity of marriage. He talked about how important it is that each spouse puts in the same amount of love, effort, and support. He truly saw President Hinckley and Sister Hinckley as a shining example of how to make a marriage work and to have it rooted in this wonderful gospel. I think that it is easy at times to forget about those things that are most important to us. However, Elder L. Tom Perry gave some good advice when he said, "Marriage is a divine institution, ordained of God. Achieving success in the home is a supernal challenge. No other success can compensate for it." He later quoted, "The marriage covenant is essential for the Lord to accomplish his divine purposes. Consistently, the Lord has declared that his divine laws were instituted to safeguard and protect the holy union between husband and wife." I believe that this advice can help anyone in any situation. I know that an eternal marriage is what I long to have when the time is right. It is important for us to remember that we only get as much out of a marriage relationship or anything else we do in our life as we put into it. I think that one of the greatest things to remember is that no success will ever compensate for our failure in the home. It is our responsibility to make it work. If we choose to ignore the problems that we may have in the home, they will not go away. They will only simply be swept under the rug and continue to grow bigger and bigger. It is easier to take care of problems as they arise and to remember that we both will be reaching for the same goal in marriage. We must work together to receive our common goal of being an eternal family.
There are many lessons that we can learn from Elder Perry. He has always been an example to those around him. Even as a young boy, Elder Perry knew the importance of doing the right thing. Despite being extremely sick with tonsillitis, young Tom showed up at church because he knew it was where he was supposed to be. The gospel is important to Elder Perry, and through this small example, he shows us that we should strive to be at church and those places we know we should be. Elder Perry has taught us the importance of working to expand the gospel in all parts of the world. 6 weeks after he returned home from his mission, Elder Perry was drafted into the armed services. He volunteered for duty in the Marine Corps and was with the first occupation troops to enter Japan. While on the island of Saipan, located in the Pacific, he and his companions built a small chapel. Later, in Nagasaki, he touched the hearts of a congregation of Japanese people when he led a group of servicemen in rebuilding a Protestant chapel. When they transferred to Sasebo, over 100 members of that congregation lined up along the tracks and, as the train went by, touched hands with Elder Perry and his companions to show their gratitude. Elder Perry did not stop his work in the church when he returned home from his mission. He continued to do his part and help in any way that he could. The people of Japan were so blessed because of his dedication and desire to serve others.